Hey there guys and girls, how you doing? Great to have you here. Welcome to this video. I'm Dan Ashendorf. Beautiful sun-kissed day. We've got we're expecting about 35 degrees today, so very different to what we're used to. And also we're expecting in the region of 37 degrees later on in the week, so definitely heating up. And have a look at this. It's a beautiful day with a beautiful view. I don't know if you can see that, and just all around me is isolated and beautiful. I absolutely adore these fields, and what I wanted to tell you about today, guys, is a really cool way to get started in any business, and that's what I did myself. I was a little bit lost when I started as an affiliate marketer. I've just come out of a expensive coaching program, but I didn't really know what to do. And what I decided to do is to leverage someone else's strength and marry it up with my strength. So in other words, to collaborate with someone else rather. And back at that time, I was doing a little bit of e-commerce, and I wrote a book about arbitraging between Amazon and eBay and other forms of arbitraging. So I did this 30 to 40 PDF ebook, and I went to the market with it with a view to find someone to collaborate with. So what I was proposing is that I was going to do the writing, and I already had the book. I had a little bit of proof behind me as well. I was looking for someone to basically distribute this book for me, and I was writing to a whole bunch of people. And as usual, when you're starting out in any given industry, you are going to be getting stonewalled, you are going to be getting ignored. But then there's one chap called Art Flair he's actually replied to my messages, and he said, yeah, that's cool, let's have a look at this, because I'm looking for something to promote. And we had a chat on Skype, and I sent him the book. He thought it was really good, and he decided to take it on. And to cut a long story short, we sold about 3,000 copies of this short ebook, and that really got me started. That was a lot more useful than my coaching program, because I had a list of about 2,000 people by then, because you get the upsells as well. So we sold about 3,000 copies. I had a list of about 2,000 people. I made some decent money out of it. I saw a bit of money coming into my bank account, and I was in business. And the next one I actually went to Art again with, and this time it wasn't something that I wrote myself. I actually just went to the Warrior forum, and I got one of these books written for me. And I can't remember how much it was. It was a number of years ago, but it wasn't really that expensive. And it was something that the guys who wrote the book, they had some experience with. So they had some proof, and they had some nice graphs, and it was all good. And he's decided to take it on again and again. We sold a few thousand copies. So by this stage I thought, this is looking good. So I just basically ramped up what I was doing then. I just came up with product after product, and eventually my list was big, and I was taking other people on to do what I'm doing. So I became a JV manager, and that really accelerated my ascent within the industry. And I'm actually doing a very similar thing in other forms now. So one of the things you need to have when you go online is to create good content. So I'm doing podcasting, and this thing that I'm doing now, this video I'm actually doing here at the moment, is going to go into the podcast. But also I'm always looking for new and exciting content. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually interviewing other people. I managed to find really good sources to find people who want to come on my podcast, and we're doing these really exciting interviews. So we're leveraging off each other. So I've got a number of people who watch my YouTube channels. I've got a list. I've got social media presence. I've got this Facebook group that's pretty active. And so I provide the distribution, and they provide the content. And it could have been done otherwise. I mean, they are always looking, or other people are looking for people to come on their podcast and have a chat to their audience about their area of expertise. So it's a real win-win, and that's another form of collaboration. So I think it's really something to bear in mind if you're not sure. Start is collaboration could really short circuit that process for you. You could be saving a lot of time. And also the other thing is very few people have the knowledge, the expertise, the know-how, the nous, the wherewithal to do this entire thing themselves. So this collaboration is a very powerful way to literally 10 times your results, to get you out there with a bang. And if you look at the likes of Tim Ferriss and Gary Vee and the biggest names in the industry, even if you look at say Oprah, where would Oprah Winfrey be if it weren't for collaboration, for getting people on the show? So it's a very common theme, and I just think that a lot of marketers, a lot of internet marketers just don't do enough of it, and it really lends itself to any given niche. So you can even do it in, for example, if you're into beekeeping, you can do it as a beekeeper. So really there's nothing to stop you from doing it in any given niche. The other thing I was going to say to you guys by way of parting here, and actually I can see that my phone's getting a bit warm, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay in the shade here. How's that? It's a beautiful shady little place here, and very nice and isolated. So rather than going out and continue out in the sun, I can see that my phone's starting to warm up. I'll just finish up here and just say that the other thing I'm doing by way of collaborating is also I'm writing a book at the moment, and I have a lot to add and a lot of insight to share with everyone. But what I'm doing is I'm getting some of the movers and the shakers to be adding their insight to my book. So this is a perspective that I wouldn't have had otherwise, and I think it's going to put me in good stead. There's going to be some amazing nuggets of wisdom that I just wouldn't have had the chance of knowing and of sharing had I not reached out to people to collaborate. So I think that collaboration is a very underutilized technique. Some people are very good at it, but there's a heck of a lot of number of people who aren't doing it effectively. So just something to bear in mind, guys, if you want to either start out like I did with collaboration, or possibly if you want to 10 times your results, you want to be creating good content, you want to be absolutely amazing and wowing people in all manner of ways. This is possibly one of the best ways out there. It's widely used and it's very, very effective. I'm Dan Ashendorf, signing out from a very beautifully sun-kissed but very hot Watford as well. And guys and girls, I look forward to speaking to you at the next one. Take care and have a lovely day. All the best. Bye bye.